Now, I don't know if you know this, but just in the last couple days, there was a huge fire at this distribution center. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to put the volume down. But there's a huge fire in the second biggest or the first biggest food distribution place in France. And it was a massive fire. It destroyed like 7,000 square feet. My question is, who started the fire? Why did it start? What was the purpose of this? From ABC News, because I got to read a top shelf authoritative source. You know, you're going to get some truth out of ABC News because ABC stands for always broadcasting crap. Says fire breaks out at world's biggest produce market in Paris. How many of those have we seen in 2022? How many food processing plants have been utterly destroyed? We're talking about huge processing plants. There's a chicken farm and processing plant. I can't remember what state it was in, but it destroyed the entire complex, and they were responsible for producing over 3 million eggs per day. Killed tens of thousands of chickens.
Massive flames burned down a barn with tens of thousands of chickens inside in Wright County overnight. The fire happened at Forsman Farms in Howard Lake, causing major damage. You see the smoke still smoldering there. As Kirsten Mitchell shows us, neighbors watched it burn well into the night.
It was just unbelievable how quick it grew. It was insane.
The Trebesh family thought they'd spend their Saturday night around their bonfire.
We stood up and turned around. It was like, whoa.
But just after 10, they noticed massive flames across the field at Forsman Farms.
It was the whole sky. It was quite large.
They called 911. And mostly volunteer firefighters from across the county showed up.
Maple Lake Fire.
At one point, they were all 200 feet high, double the height of the building, and every gust of wind, you could just see the flame building. It was pretty incredible.
A barn housing tens of thousands of chickens was leveled in what a farm spokesperson calls a tragic accident. Forsman Farms started in 1918, and now the fourth-generation family farm sells more than 3 million eggs per day to some of the nation's largest retailers. They said in part, no one was injured, and we are grateful that first responders were quickly on scene to put out the fire. Unfortunately, chickens were lost because of the fire.
It's kind of a hard hit because we're already struggling, you know, with the eggs and the cost of stuff, and that takes kind of a bite out of the market.
Eddie Olson heard it on his scanner.
Fires are scary in general, but when you see something of that scale, you know, out of control, it's just hard to, you know, think about the chickens, the company, you know, people that work there.
A big hit in a small town.
We know how big of a loss it is for, you know, a big company like that and a family, and, you know, I mean, everybody knows everybody. We know people in the fire department. We go to school with these people, so it's a big loss.
A blaze at a massive produce market that supplies Paris with much of its fresh food sent a billowing column of dark smoke towering over the French capital before it was brought under control. A billowing column of dark smoke towers over Paris on Sunday from a warehouse blaze at a massive produce market that supplies the French capital and surrounding region with much of its fresh food, probably farmers market food, probably homegrown food, probably food brought to market by farmers who are anti-GMO and for good, nutritious, wholesome food. I don't know. Maybe I'm just speculating here. And bills itself as the largest of its kind in the world. Fighters urge people to stay away from the area in Paris' southern suburbs as 100 officers and 30 fire engines battled the blaze at the Rungus International Market. Captain Marc Lemoyne, a spokesman for the Paris Fire Service, said no one was injured. The fire was brought under control, and there was no risk of it spreading from the soccer field-sized warehouse covering an area of 7,000 square meters or 1.7 acres. The cause of the blaze was unknown, but will be investigated. That's what I wanted to hone in on. The cause of the blaze was unknown. Will you get back to us, fire department? Will you get back to us, police department? ABC, will you do a follow-up report on this right here? Will you tell us what started the blaze, who started the blaze, why the blaze was started? The sprawling wholesale market is a veritable town unto itself with more than 12,000 people working there. Wow, does that mean that if it burned enough of that, a lot of these 12,000 people don't have jobs today? And warehouses filled with fruit and vegetables, seafood, meats, dairy products, and flowers from across France and around the world. This is big. This is big. And I wish I had the chart pulled up of all the occurrences, all the instances. As a matter of fact, since we're doing this live stream right here, if anybody has a link to the list of all of the fires at food processing plants, not just in America, but around the world that have happened just this year alone, it's kind of strange. The leading cause of death today is coincidence, so it's got to be a coincidence. This is just a partial list of the food processing plant fires just since April of 2022, and it only goes through. Oh, I don't think are these in order? Oh, there's some in 2019 here. Okay, so you see the ones here in 2019. So you go 2019, 21, 21, 21, and then you have all these in 22. And this is just a partial list, guys. I saw a list of at least, it was over 50. It was over 50, maybe even near 60. Yeah, it's just a coincidence. That's all it is, just a coincidence.